Oh, right. By the way, if you were wondering what was the paralog on offer, it was just the one um, left behind by Rhea. Now let's do some more sports. That rolling. Starting with Hilda.
Professor, I asked to be on the sidelines. Why did you put me on the battlefield?
Hilda, you're like one of my strongest
You did
units.
protect me, so I guess I can't complain. Wait a second, you're hurt. Did that happen when you were defending me?
No, don't worry about it.
You're lying. How could you be so reckless? Perhaps you'll say that that's what friends do. They look out for each other and save each other. But if I saw you getting attacked, I wouldn't risk my neck to save you.
You would.
No, don't overestimate me. I don't know if I've told you this, Professor. I have a very impressive big brother. I'm not just saying that. He's strong, smart, nice. He's basically perfect. Before Claude turned up, people talked about him becoming the next leader of the Alliance. Don't mention that to Lawrence, by the way. He never shuts up about that kind of thing. Anyway, my parents have high expectations for my brother, and he almost always meets them. No one expects anything of me. If something's even a little bit difficult, I find someone else to do it for me. That's what I've done my whole life.
Oh, are you scared of disappointing people?
Of course. I can't stand the idea of not meeting someone's expectations. I know how people react when that happens. From watching my brother, I mean. People force their expectations on you, and then if you fail, they look so disappointed. Whenever that happens to my poor brother, he looks just devastated. So don't expect anything of me, please. That way, I can't disappoint you.
Not about expectations, it's about belief.
You're stubborn. Okay, fine. Keep believing in me. I do want to support you and support my friends. I just don't want to let you down.
Hilda, I have seen your strength score. You will not be letting anyone down anytime soon. Oh, we're almost done with Claude.
Strategically speaking, if I poised an archer to lie in wait here, and then lured the enemy in over here...
Lysithea, are you up late studying again?
I am, but I don't see how it's any of your business.
Look, you don't need to work yourself so hard. You're already as skilled as they come. There aren't many people out there who can match you. Everyone knows that.
I apologize for my sharpness. I just feel pressured.
Why would you, of all people, feel pressured?
I place a lot of personal pressure on myself. I need to become as strong as possible to put my parents at ease.
When I met with Count Ordelia before, he said you were his pride and joy. But he also said his only concern was that you might be pushing yourself too hard. If you really want to make your parents happy, surely you should start by taking care of yourself.
That's true.
Then it's settled. Get some rest. Save your energy for tomorrow's battle.
You really are very mature, Claude, despite the impression you give off. And I clearly have plenty of growing to do. I probably don't have much room to come down on you for harping on me.
Oh, really? Does that mean you won't get mad if I treat you like a child from now on?
That is absolutely not what I said. Just after you finally earned a small degree of respect from me, too.
Hey, just think about it for a second. You're the only one in the world I treat like this. That means you're a pretty special person to me.
Wow, Claude.
You think I'm special?
Take it however you like. Or maybe the thought is too much for a kiddo like you.
How dare you?
Wow, Claude.
Yeah, don't do anything you might regret. I don't want to be turned to dust.
I'm feeling generous, so I'll let you off easy this one time.
Well, that's good of you. All joking aside, go get yourself some shut-eye, okay? After all, if you don't hurry up, the boogeyman might come out and eat you!
All right, buddy, you asked for it!
You did ask for it, Claude. Can't believe that's how their support conversation. So good.
Oh, do you have an itch back there? I guess you can't scratch it on your own, can you?
Hi, Marianne.
Oh, Claude, it's just you.
Sorry, I know you're in the middle of an important discussion with Dorte, but could I talk to you?
About what?
It's about this thing you think you're burdened with. I've tried to guess what it is.
Please don't. This is making me a little uncomfortable.
There's no reason to feel uncomfortable. It's not like I plan on saying it aloud. But if my guess is correct, there's something I want to tell you. Will you hear me out?
Fine, I will listen.
Once upon a time, in a faraway place.
What the... Are you telling me a story?
Just listen. Once upon a time, in a faraway place, there was a young boy. This boy came from a despised lineage. In short, his mother was a daughter of the enemy. So the young boy was treated horribly by everyone around him. He hadn't done anything wrong. Everyone hated him simply for existing. Yelling, fighting back, explaining himself. Nothing he did could change his situation. When he was finally old enough, he ran far away from home. He escaped.
It sounds to me like he had no choice. I would have done the same had it been me.
Thing is, after he ran away, he still found himself in the very same position. People in the outside world hated him for where he came from.
Well, now that's...
The boy thought he had no place to go. All he could do was destroy the boundary between the inside and the outside worlds.
Destroy the boundaries?
Right. If there was no outside and inside, just one side to share, then the people outside wouldn't have a reason to hate him anymore, right? It wouldn't be easy, but if he managed it, he could shrug off that burden. The point is, people are born with burdens to carry. That much is undeniable. But whether they bind us or we cast them aside, that's up to us. So I think you should try to cast yours aside, Marianne. Put that heavy burden down. It's time.
But I don't know if I can do it.
It's okay. I'm here for you. We're the same, and I can help you.
The same? Claude, we have nothing in common.
Hey, did you see that, Dorte? Your friend just smiled at me.
Thank you for sharing your story. I suppose I could try casting aside burden, as you say. We can try together.
Let's do that. And when we're free, we can change the whole world.
In case it's not obvious, Claude was very much talking about himself.
Well, we've got another battle coming up. What do you think of our chances?
Winning is always the goal. At any rate, I've done everything I can to prepare.
That's the right attitude. I'm sure they're doing all they can on their side, too.
I don't doubt it, but however strong they are, it's no more than a Fodlan concern. Who knows how far this world extends beyond the boundaries of Fodlan? Talk of strength or weakness doesn't amount to much when it's only in relation to a tiny corner of the world.
Guess you're right. Thinking about it like that, even this war seems like a storm in a teacup.
Exactly. It's nothing more than an internal quarrel amongst the people of Fodlan.
Typical laid-back Claude. I always like talking to you. Your perspective on the world is so refreshing. Things I thought were obvious turn out not to be.
The way you think, that changes the way you see things. Common sense never tells the whole story. It's similar to what we were talking about before, about how you need to doubt yourself first.
True enough, but where did you get these ideas? That perspective of looking past the walls of Fodlan, when it's all we can see in front of us.
Do you really want to know?
I do.
But I'm afraid now isn't the time. When this war is won, I'll tell you all about it. It'll be easier for me to show you than to tell you.
Show me. Are we going somewhere?
It's quite a distance. You'll start to appreciate how big the world is if you go.
Sounds eye-opening. I'll look forward to it. Can we call it a promise?
Yes, it's a promise. But first, let's win this war and leave it far behind us.
I know, I really do like Claude. I've come to really appreciate his character and his perspective.
Hello, Flayn. Isn't it about time you told me the truth?
About what exactly?
Who you really are. Villains are after you for your blood. There's no doubt that you're someone special. And that's why Seteth is always worrying about you so much, right?
Well, yes. I see no reason to hide that fact.
But just what makes that blood of yours so special? More than
Frost,
anything,
hello.
I've been wanting to find out Teach's true identity. But yours is bothering me almost as much. Somehow, I can't seem to stop thinking about you. It's almost like a crush. I have a crush on your secrets, sweet Flayn.
Such flattery.
I've tried asking Seteth, but there's no sign of him budging on the issue. At this point, I guess I just need better bargaining skills. Or how about this? If you tell me the truth, I'll do anything you say.
That is not something I am willing to share, unfortunately. However, since you are so passionate on the matter, I will promise you something.
What's that?
If you somehow manage to uncover the truth of my identity, I will acknowledge it as truth.
Yeah, Claude is, he's got that, lovable scoundrel sound to him, I think. Very great performance, too, in my opinion.
That's real nice of you and all, but I think if I could come up with the truth, I'd be able to tell from your reaction anyway. You're not great at hiding your emotions, after all.
If you do somehow figure it out, then I would ask something of you, Claude. I would ask that you reveal your own true identity.
Now that's a request I wasn't expecting.
It has been clear to me for quite some time now that you are no ordinary noble. I have been pondering, well, you, quite a lot lately. The curiosity is enough to drive me mad.
I see. Well, that's an interesting turn of events. Looks like we both have a little crush on our hands, huh? I hope the day comes when we can talk freely about both of our identities.
Oh, cute. They have a crush on each other's secrets. Still one last step for them. I gotta work towards that. Oh, cool. We're almost done with Lawrence.
Lawrence, look!
What is it, Hilda? Ah, a letter from your brother?
That's right. Though part of me thinks it's some stranger imitating my brother's handwriting. He's never given me this much praise. Hilda, you've learnt the value of persistence. You're really maturing, stuff like that. Usually his letters are like, I'm worried about you, and stop being so lazy.
Since I have fought by your side, I can assure you that his praise is genuine and entirely deserved.
I've written about fighting in plenty of letters. Why is he so gushy this time around?
I would venture to guess that your depictions of battle are more passionate than before. It's no surprise that such authenticity would resonate with a veteran warrior like your brother.
If that's true, I have you to thank. You've inspired me to throw myself into battle. Does everyone think I'm a tough warrior now? I don't want to be stuck with their high expectations.
Would that be so terrible? You are gifted, you know. Not to say that your lackadaisical nature has failed to endear itself to me.
I'll choose to take that as a compliment.
Speaking of letters, did you keep your promise? Did you, mention me?
I did. I told my brother all about you. I said you were a uniquely gifted leader who could inspire people to be their best selves. And I said that you'll be a real asset to the Alliance. I also told him how I wished you could join our family. He responded that he'd be honored to call you his brother.
Truly? Oh, to have such a valiant brother would be beyond my wildest expectations.
I do, of course, want to repeat for the record that Hilda is incredibly talented. She is super strong. One of my strongest units, I believe. Like, stat-wise.
Lawrence, you know what I mean about you joining our family, right?
I believe I do. And I confess, if I am correct, that the same thought has preoccupied me as well. But you must forgive me. Now is not the time. Before we can consider our own future, we must first end this war. We must secure a peaceful world.
And if we do attain a peaceful world, then what? Come on! Just say it.
As much as I'd like to grant that request, I cannot. This is something that will deeply affect our lives. It must be said at the proper time and place, with the most artfully chosen words, and the perfect offering. I am Lawrence Hellman Gloucester, after all.
I'm not usually one for waiting around, but maybe I'll make an exception in his case.
Well, he does have an idea. It's just that, you know, with this game, there are so many possibilities for paired endings that who knows what you're going to end up with.
It's only a scratch, Leone. I'm all right.
One mistake like that in battle and you're done. This is your weapon hand, isn't it? Let me stop the blood.
Apologies for the trouble.
I mean, case in point, this is going to be another one where I'm sure the idea will come up in some fashion.
No trouble, and no apologies. Thanks is what you say when a friend helps you out. Darn.
What's wrong?
I need a bandage to stop the bleeding, but this is all I've got.
My handkerchief.
I was only carrying it around to give back to you anyway. Mind if I use it for this?
Very well. I suppose that's fitting in a way.
I guess so. Not that I'm happy you're bleeding. I'm glad you'll accept it, though. In the past, you might have refused it.
Yes. I might have made it an issue of commoners giving aid to the nobility or some such.
I didn't understand why you were so strict about it, but I think I kind of get it now. You know, if every noble were like you, the world would be a better place.
Perhaps, but you were right. Many great deeds are accomplished by
He'll be
friends
fine.
working together. Especially when those friends are as capable as you.
Me?
I hope this is not the first time I have told you this, Leone, but you are an exceptional individual. By insisting on matters of status in dealing with you, I have done you a terrible disservice. For that, please accept my apology. Let us promise to look out for one another as friends from now on.
No need for vows. That's how I've always seen it. You weren't wrong about nobles and commoners each having their own roles. But the important thing is we help each other.
That is precisely what being friends with you has helped me to understand. In fact, I've begun somewhat to think of you as rather something more.
There it is.
Sorry, what did you say?
I said, I hope we'll always give each other support.
Wow. Nice save, buddy. Well, I guess in the end, I don't hate Lawrence as much as I did when I first met him. Right? That's how he's been with all of his supports. Okay, oh, this should be good. Anything involving Raphael is good. But this should be good.
Marianne! Come here, quick!
Oh, what's wrong, Raphael?
Even if he starts with that scary
It's that
face.
bird you were talking to. I just found him. See? Right there on the lower branch. That's gotta be him. But he looks a little sad for some reason.
You're right. Do you mind if I handle this? Hello there, Mr. Bird. How do you do? Yes, I see. I see. So your food supply is...
Food? I got it.
I completely understand. I have seen more people and birds foraging for berries lately. It would be ideal if those berries were growing in another forest nearby. Then you wouldn't have to.
Are you hungry, Mr. Bird? I got just what you need.
Are those bugs? Yuck!
Look at him go. He's loving it. He's gonna get so big and strong after this.
That was... disgusting. But how did you know he was hungry?
You just said it,
I could tell by
Marianne.
looking at him. He looked hungry and weak. More importantly, I saw what you did. That bird wasn't speaking human, so you gotta understand birdese. I knew it.
Oh, about that. I'm sorry, Raphael, but I need to tell you the truth. I can sort of
Birdese.
understand what animals are thinking when I look at them, but I can't speak to them. I'm sorry for leading you on.
Oh, I see. What about me then? Can you tell what I'm thinking when you look at me?
No, Raphael. I can't.
Well, of course not. You're not even looking at me. You gotta look at my eyes.
Can't make that scary face though,
Nope,
Raphael.
still can't do it.
I guess I just gotta tell you. I'm thinking it would be nice if you talked to me the way you talk to animals.
What do you mean?
Whenever you talk to animals, you seem happy and friendly. I just wish you'd talk to me like that too.
I'm so sorry, Raphael. I didn't know.
What if I try this? Cheep cheep chiree choo choo doo!
Oh my god.
What the...
Whoa! I've never heard you laugh before. I should have talked to you in birdese sooner. Cheep chirah cheep li woo teedledee!
Sorry, I didn't quite catch
My
that
god.
one.
I said you gotta eat bugs to grow big and strong, just like Mr. Bird.
Raphael, please don't feed
I
Marianne
think I'll have to
bugs.
pass.
But yes, she did lie to him about being able to talk to birds. First said that that she was talking to a bird that spoke human, and then she ran away.
Shamir.
Oh yes, I did name him Boyleth for the third time around. Because of course. I already did a round with Byleth, and I did a round with Byleth. So, you know, now it's time to mix things up with the names.
Raphael?
All right! That went better than I thought. You make funny sounds when you're scared.
I wasn't scared. Forget that happened. Still, I'm impressed.
Oh yeah, no worries.
You managed to sneak up on me.
I totally understand.
It's because I practiced that in-out-out breathing you showed me. I practiced until I passed out. It was worth it, though. I've been able to get real close to enemies lately without them noticing. I think I pretty much got it figured out. Sneaking up on you is a good sign.
True. To be honest, I didn't think you had it in you. I never thought you'd be able to suppress that unbearably palpable presence of yours. I respect anyone who could learn so much in such a short period of time.
Been
I
5
might even
years.
be ready for a recon mission.
Recon? With you? And me? Together?
Why the surprise? I said you were ready.
Every now and then, these support chains, like, you can't have the A rank support before the time skip. So it's been 5 years. He wanted to learn how to be sneaky like she is. So she told him about a breathing technique she uses to minimize her presence. And that was before the time skip. It's been 5 years. He's learned so much in such a short time.
Wow! I never thought I'd get to go scouting with you. I guess that practice really is paying off.
He has been training, that's true. Training is what he loves to do.
Whoa! Was that a smile?
You can tell by his
Calm
biceps.
down, Raphael. Are you really that excited to go with me? Your presence may have dimmed, but your emotions are hitting me like a tidal wave.
Oh, sorry. Is there a way to breathe and hide those too?
No, that requires different training from someone else. I'll keep you informed about the recon mission.
Okay, great. Looking forward to it.
Like that bit earlier with Leonie and Lawrence, how she had that handkerchief. She's been holding on to that handkerchief of his for 5 years. And only now did she get a chance to give it back. Anyway, I just think it's funny.
Hey.
Oh, Lysithea. Something I can do for you?
Can you help me out with my shopping?
Yes, of course. You need me to carry stuff?
Actually, can you pick up some tea for me? I'd do it, but I'm drowning in work.
You're so busy you can't go shopping. Okay. Do you have a favorite kind of tea?
I'm not too picky. I just like having it around, really. Whatever's cheapest works for me. Here's some money.
One question. Why me? You don't really need my help for this.
I just thought I could lean on you a bit. You know, rather than trying to do everything on my own.
Right, I see. Well, good. I'm glad you decided to approach me. But for this particular task, you might be better off doing it yourself.
Oh?
There are so many different kinds of tea, and I'm not very discerning. Well, what if I get you one you don't like? When I do my own shopping, I pick a tea at random. Otherwise, I'd be paralyzed by all the choices. It's the same with food. Sometimes I stare and stare at the options and never decide.
You look like you were doing just fine when you went to get groceries the other day.
I really had to push myself to do that alone. I don't think I can do that again. Sorry.
Oh, poor
Uh-huh.
Ignatz.
So, you've stopped trying to do things on your own, then?
Yeah. Still, though. For today, how about you have some of my tea? If that'll do.
Sounds nice, sure. Do you mind brewing mine while you're at it?
Okay. Though I can't do it as skillfully as Lawrence, I'm afraid.
Let's not bring
I'll get it
Lawrence
ready
into
right
this.
away. Feel free to start focusing on your work. What?
I mean, you seem plenty reliable to me.
No, that's the obvious
do.
solution here.
Really? How so?
You're fun, you're easy to be around, and you rarely complain when you help others.
Well, I'm just pouring you some tea. I'm not sure that qualifies as help.
It's not easy for me to rely on people, but with you, it's different.
Well, there aren't many things I can do, frankly. What I can do, I will do. So if you need anything, ask me, and I'll try to help.
You really are unreliable, as it turns out. Guess I'll just have to take your word for it.
Ask me to do anything, unless it's shopping for tea. Even if you tell me, just get the cheapest kind. Very sharp turn from their B rank conversation where she calls him a kid and just really bullies the heck out of him. He just runs away, like, leave me alone. But you know what? That one actually, it makes a little more sense that there's 5 years between the two conversations. Would be really weird, I think, to have a conversation like, hey, remember that time 5 years ago when I was just kind of mean to you and you kind of ran away, like, not quite crying, but I could tell you totally wanted to cry? Can we talk about that a little on? After so long.
Ah, Leonie. Off to train?
Already done. What about you? Off to draw?
No, I'm on my way back. I was thinking of adding a little color to my latest piece, so...
Come to think of it, I've still never seen your work. Here, let me take a peek.
It doesn't work like that. You have to let me know in advance. I need time to prepare.
Lighten up.
And of course, the irony
Wow,
is
look at all that paper. Are these all drawings? What should I look at first?
that Lysithea is a few years younger than Ignatz. Like at the time, I'm pretty sure he was 18 and she was 14 or 15. But I'm glad they had a more pleasant conversation that time around.
Wherever we travel, I try to capture the feeling and character of the landscape. I guess they've all kind of piled up. Each place is unique. Not just the geography, but also the clothing and architecture and so on. Everywhere has its own design sensibilities.
Yeah, you'd think there'd be only one way to do stuff like engraving, but it actually varies a lot.
Just within the Alliance, the styles are quite different between the North and South, and the Empire is even more diverse.
Oh, here's a landscape. What a bright blue sky. You really make it seem alive.
The blue of the sky changes with the season too. In the summer, it's darker, and yet in the winter, it's almost luminous. And, of course, the landscape below affects the sky's appearance by virtue of contrast. It's hard to get the color just right, so I spend a lot of time experimenting with pigments and... Oh no, I'm so sorry, I've been talking your ear off.
Listen, Ignatz, you need to become a painter.
Huh?
Don't say it's not useful. Your talent moves people. Someday, I'm sure your art will save someone's life.
Oh no, I wouldn't go nearly that far.
Remember that girl you told me about? You made her so happy, and you were only just starting out. Think about what you could do now that you've had so much practice. This is your calling.
You think so?
Yeah, it's something you can do that no one else can. I envy you. I wish I had a gift like that. So stop apologizing for your talent and just do it.
Thank you, Leonie. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a lot to think about.
I think this is the part where I make the reference to Final Fantasy VI, since the Pixel Remaster just came out yesterday. Realm, the artist, can sketch her enemies. That's about all I've got, as far as the reference goes.
Hey, Lysithea. I'm glad I found you.
What's up, Cyril?
Could you read something for me again?
Looks like it's another
Oh
shopping
yes,
list.
become a
I'm happy to
Smeargle,
help
of
you
course.
out. Did you try looking it over yourself yet?
What's the use? I told you I can't read.
Have a look here. Any of these letters look familiar?
Huh? This one? Was that apples? So it says 3 apples?
Yes, you got it! See? You can do it!
I wonder if there's anything else I can recognize. Let's see.
It's clear you've got a sharp memory. If you apply yourself, you'll be reading in no time. Reading is such an important skill. Once you learn, you won't forget.
Now, folks, we like to have fun online. But there's nothing fun online about adult illiteracy.
And I won't be around to read things for you forever.
Lysithea?
Anyway, don't you enjoy learning? It seems like you haven't even thought of trying prior to this. Do you simply not have time for it?
Until now, I never thought about how to learn. And since I was hiding it, I never asked anybody. But right now, I feel like I'd be happy to live like this for a little bit longer.
It seems like a hassle at this point not to learn, so you may as well start putting in the work.
Well, I like having you read things to me.
You do?
Yeah, you always seem happy when I ask you to read things. And when you're happy, you smile. I think you're pretty when you smile. I bet you everyone tells you that though, huh?
As a matter of fact, they haven't. Stop messing with me.
Hang on a second. Am I the only one who's seen you make that face? Is that why nobody's told you?
Excuse you? I mean, honestly.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go take care of this errand for the professor. I'll see you later, Lysithea.
Don't expect me to read for you again. And, just take care of yourself, will you?
Oh, is she developing a crush? Yeah, Cyril's thing in that sub-story is being a child of a foreign land. It's, he's never really had the chance to learn how to read. Certainly not, not the language they use here in Fodlan. Hilda and Sedith should be fun. I hope it's fun.
Oh, it's Sedith. I'd better slip away before he...
Ah, I see you are indulging in a bit of reading. You are fond of books, I take it?
Yes, reading's one of my favorite pastimes. I was just finishing up, actually, so I think I'll...
That is most fortuitous.
Fortuitous? How do you figure?
Come with me. I have a story to share with you. Once upon a time, deep in the cold mountains, there lived a lazy fox and an industrious squirrel. The squirrel worked tirelessly all day long, while the fox did nothing but lounge around and play. When autumn came, the squirrel hurriedly gathered up acorns for the winter, but the fox continued to play without a care.
So what happened in the first one, which was my first time seeing it, really good. So Hilda's whole thing, is getting other people to do her work for her. So she had made up a series of excuses to get out of doing just about everything. Sedith came along. He's like, "Oh, hey, how are you feeling? Is your wrist feeling better? How's your foot? Did your headache go away?" Things like that. Oh, here we are again.
A biting winter fell upon the land. The mountains, caked in snow, concealed all nourishment from sight. The hungry fox went to the squirrel's dwelling, but the squirrel had locked up tight and gone to sleep. Every so often, the squirrel would wake, enjoy a nibble of an acorn, and then return to an easy slumber. The fox, on the other hand, with nowhere else to turn, was forced to scrounge for food in the bitter cold of the forest. Forlorn and hungry, he wandered in solitude all through the winter, until spring came once more. And so it is to this very day that foxes are denied the comforts of hibernation.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
I really learned something about foxes. I read lots of fairy tales like that when I was little. But the lazy fox and the industrious squirrel, huh? That one I don't think I've heard before.
That is not surprising, considering I wrote it.
Oh, you wrote it?
I did. When Flayn was young, she loved fairy tales more than anything. I would read them to her often. This one, however, is a more recent creation. I wrote it for the benefit of the children in the monastery. So, what do you think? I'm curious to hear what sort of impression it made on you.
It's so cute!
You found it to be cute?
I can just see it now. You writing fairy tales for your little sister. That's just the cutest thing! Honestly, to me, you usually come across as stern and overly perceptive. But now I know you have a sweet side, too. I feel like I'm seeing you in a whole new light.
That is not what I was hoping to hear.
Way to just dodge that whole question, Hilda. You just shadow stepped out of the way. Very expertly done. Leonie and Alois. Find out more about.
Hey, Alois, tell me another
another story about Captain Gerald, will you?
I've told you so many. I don't have an endless supply, you know. There is one that comes to mind, however. That time the captain nearly killed me.
What? What did you do?
Now, it wasn't that I had done anything wrong. That wouldn't be much of a story, would it? No. We were at an inn making merry. Suddenly, the other guests began to gather around the captain. They wanted him to put on a show to entertain them with his skills.
Oh, I get it. They figured his aim would be great even while drunk.
Oh boy.
That's right. He had a hatchet, and they asked him to hit targets with it.
Oh no.
A hatchet, huh? I guess a dagger would be too easy.
Indeed, indeed. Then the captain tells me, put this apple on your head and stand over there.
Oh no.
So he could knock it right off, huh?
That was the idea, but the hatchet fell short of my head, nearly striking me square in the chest. If I hadn't gotten out of the way, that inn would have been my grave.
I knew it. That's our captain. So clumsy sometimes.
True. Injuries take their toll on a man's dexterity.
Oh, so that's why? I just remember him saying his hands were no good for finesse.
Well, regardless, a master swordsman, that Captain Gerald. Even with the hatchet, now that I think of it. I never saw him miss in the training yard.
Oh
Really?
no.
Seems unlike him to miss that apple, then.
Yes, it just dawned on me. Throwing that hatchet, he shouldn't have missed so badly.
Do you think maybe he was secretly angry with you?
I'm not sure. What if the captain was, in fact, trying to kill me?
Ha! No way. He must have known you would dodge the throw in time. Horsing around at the inn, deadly serious on the battlefield. Sounds just like him, doesn't it?
Yes, certainly an eccentric man. Sometimes, Leone, you quite remind me of him.
For Aloise's sake, I hope it was just that Gerald was just really drunk at the time. Really, really drunk.
You know, Catherine, you really saved my hide. If not for you, I would have bought that phony coin. So I just wanted to say, money thanks. Really, I can't begin to express my gratitude.
Read this already.
No need to thank me, Aloise. It was nothing. But I am a little worried about you. You just immediately believed what he was saying. You're way too trusting. I wish you'd be a little more skeptical about people, that's all.
Yes, you make a good point. I'll try to be more cautious from now on.
Excuse me, sir. I'm terribly sorry to interrupt.
Good day, ma'am. Do you need something?
I'm afraid so. You see, I'm a humble traveler, and a pickpocket stole all my money. I don't have enough to get home, and I have nowhere to sleep tonight. Please, sir, spare a little money to help me.
Oh, I'm so sorry about your troubles. I don't have much on me, but here.
Aloise, no, not so fast! You there, traveler. Tell me your name. I'd like to take an official statement from you so that we can investigate this theft.
Oh no.
Once we ascertain exactly what happened, then we will lend you some money. How does that sound?
Can't believe Catherine is being a cop.
And she's gone.
What? You don't mean she was trying to...
Yes, she was. It's a common trick for cheats to pull. They pluck at your heartstrings so that you'll give them your money. You just said you'd be more careful, too. You really are an easy mark, Aloise.
Oh, how embarrassing.
Why are you so quick to trust people?
I've always believed that to earn others' trust, you have to be trusting.
You're taking that philosophy a bit too far.
Oh, Aloise. Shamir and Cyril.
Shamir? How do you figure I did today? In the battle, I mean.
Might be a retread.
I tried to not get close to the enemy, and I even used some curved shots just like you taught me. And that was pretty good, huh?
You did well. You maintained a safe distance.
Yeah, but I'll let it play
Well,
out anyway.
That's even better than fine.
Is that worth celebrating?
Ha! You said I was fine before, now you're saying I did well, and that's a big improvement. Especially since everyone knows you're always so strict.
I give praise where it's due. To that point, you've made incredible progress. At first, you couldn't even draw a bow.
At first, you wouldn't even let me hold a bow.
Really?
You just gave me a stick with a piece of string tied on it, and you made me practice with that. Honest, I figured you were bullying me. I was really close to giving up. But then you finally gave me the bow. I mean it, I was mad. I'd done all the stuff you told me to, and I knew the way I was supposed to stand, and I could pull the string just so, but...
Maybe I was testing you. Seeing if you'd give up. You're the one who insisted that I teach you archery. I never intended to take you on as my student.
I just wanted to do whatever I could for Lady Rhea. More than just cleaning and chopping wood and such. I thought maybe I could help with the fighting, but I didn't know anything about swords. And archery was always something that interested me, so... You really helped me out with my dreams, even though you didn't get anything out of it. And that's really nice of you.
I gain nothing personally, but the whole army benefits if you're skilled. And those of us from outside of Fodlan should support one another, right?
But it's always been you helping me. I'm gonna keep working real hard with that bow so I can help you back.
It's funny because in my army, Cyril is much more likely to take the field than Shamir is. Although they've both kind of fallen behind the rest of the group.